exhale, I want you to push your head back into the towel. Let's just exhale on a blowing sound for now, okay? If you have an ab ribbon, wonderful. You can think about slowly loosening that, gradually loosening the ab ribbon as we do the 8-second exhale. If you don't have one, just tie like something rigid around the base of the ribs. Make sure it's not on the ribs, but make sure it's not too low down. Maybe a bathrobe tie, a rigid, like a leather belt, something like that, okay? So take a big inhale, fill the ribbon, and now exhale, contract the pelvic floor. Keep exhaling, now head. That's it. And you see the increased recruitment of my obliques when I do, especially when I get to the end of my breath, quote unquote. That is when you're getting to the bottom volume of air at the base of your lungs. And it greatly increases the activation of like the obliques, the transversus abdominis, all those muscles that many times we're intending to strengthen with certain core exercises, but sometimes we don't get complete use out of or complete activation of these muscles. And these are the muscles that are protecting our spine. So again, let's take the 8-second exhale, 4 counts pelvic floor, 4 counts head. I'm going to lean back a little bit. If you can lean back and keep your abs on. Now remember, whenever you lean back, you're always going to turn on the hip flexors a little bit. It's a myth that you shouldn't be using your hip flexors here. That being said, it should be a combination of hip flexors, not too much in the hip flexors. If you're only feeling your hip flexors here, then you know you're not ready for the lean back, because you want to be integrating the abdominals into this lean back exercise. It's also strengthening psoas, one of your primary hip flexors, and the other muscles of the hips. Okay, so I'm going to lean back a little bit. The other assessment as to whether or not you're ready for this is, can you loosen the ab ribbon by the end of your breath? Because then you know that you're staying connected to your transversus abdominis as you go through that exhale. All right, so let's take it. Inhale. Pelvic floor, and head. End of breath, loose ribbon, head is in line, pelvic floor is strengthened. That's it. I would recommend 6 breath cycles. That's an 8-second breath cycle. So with 6 breath cycles with the inhale, you have just about 60 seconds of your of strengthening your head posture. If you do this at the beginning of the day, you will be more connected to your core. You're calming your nervous system because of the slow breath, and you're improving your posture. So you get that sensation of what it feels like to have the head in the right position. You can add that toilet paper tube. Many times I walk around my house with a toilet paper tube between here and here. I'm strange though, I do recognize that. So if you don't want to do that, just imagine that it's there. And if you like the way this feels, guess what? I just published my morning core and posture series on YouTube. It's free. They're between 3 and 5 minute videos that incorporate my breathing technique, breathography, with use of the abdomen in conjunction with just 1 or 2 exercises. Very simple, very quick, so that you're calming the nervous system, you're improving your posture, and you're connecting to your breathing core at the beginning of the